So I decided I've been thinking about JP the Beast. The content is a little, it's lower effort, it's crazier, it's more reckless. You understand? It's the channel where I get to express just recklessness and random shit. And I've been thinking about exploring like Reels and all the other short form platforms for the content. So like all those short clips for YouTube Shorts, to also have them on Instagram Reels and put them there. But the problem is that does not go well with John Paul, my John Paul Instagram page, where I'm the coolest kid in Africa and all the stuff there is dope. Even if I want to post Reels there, they should be like dope Reels for those things. And so I thought about that for like a day or two, and I settled on I have to treat JP the Beast truly like another character, like an alter ego, like it separates this thing. But I'm not acting like they are not connected. On my Instagram, on all my social media platforms as John Paul, I'll link it there. You can follow my second, whatever. I'll just put the link it there. You can find it, JP the Beast. You understand? So the second channel has its own social media platforms where I can promote that madness. Because on the main channel, it's not madness, it's fun spectacle. Comedy is a spectacle, is what's happening on the main channel. On the second channel, it's just madness, as in no holds barred. Of the highest order. So it needs its own social media platforms to be able to promote those things. Then I'm forcing them into my social media platform, which is supposed to promote me as a brand, as an influencer, as a creator, not promote that madness. You understand? So you're having that. So we have John Paul on the channel. It's my official channel, my main channel. John Paul is my official social media platform. The handle is John Paul Emelife. I settled on using John Paul Emelife, my actual full name, after I did that for YouTube. Yeah, I did that for YouTube. So it's youtube.com/John Paul Emelife. It was what sparked it in my head was when I was looking at Fidias' channel. Then I realized that that's what I noticed, was that he's changed his username to his full name, Fidias Piniatu. So I went there, his username is Fidias Piniatu, whatever they said. Then his name is Fidias. So I was like, okay, this is a good thing to do. Also, I don't know if that was something he did for the sake of his visa or not, but this is username, and there's no other way to customize username other than throwing in your surname, especially when you have an unusual one. Then I was like, people like Pearson Wozinski, people like Fidias in particular, and all these people use their name and their surnames when they have surnames that are first not English, but secondly hard to pronounce. And these brands use it. You understand what I'm saying? How much more mind that my surname is not that difficult to pronounce. It's Emelife or Emelife. It's simple. There's no point taking it out of there. But also the brand is not something that I'm ashamed of. If not, the name John Paul would not even be put there, or that I'm shy to present. You understand? This brand truly represents me as an African creator that I am. You understand what I'm saying? So
the username is John Paul.
John Paul Emelife. Username and handle means the same thing. The username is an handle.
Yeah, true.
My handle across all social media platforms is John Paul Emelife. The channel name is John Paul.
Sorry, I mentioned your name.
The channel name is John Paul. My name on all social media platforms, name, I write just John Paul. The best example is Pearson. On all social media platforms, Pearson's name is Pearson, and her handle on all of them is Pearson Wozinski, her full name. And so I adopted that. So it's on all social media platforms, is John Paul. My brand name is John Paul. You understand? That's like what you see. But my handle is John Paul Emelife, just like Lexi is Lexi, then Lexi Brooke Rivera, her full name for this thing. So that's my handle across all social media platforms. Then I have the second channel, JP the Beast, and then now have a social media platforms where I promote JP the Beast content. They are purely for promotion. Those are not personal. If you ask me for what was the social media handle, that's not it. That's a character, and I express its content through this place. I express it on the second channel and I promote it on social media, and it's all the variations of it were taken, but I was able to now find the Beast JP versus JP the Beast. So it's the Beast JP _ on all social media platforms. You understand? And so the social media platforms for the Beast is to be able to promote the Beast content, so that I'm not held back by the fact that I create, on the channel, I don't want to post content on my personal social media. I don't want to post some of the crazy things that I say and do there. You understand what I'm saying? So it has its own place, its own world. But I have it on my bio, on my personal bio everywhere. You know, like it's just there at the Beast JP underscore. You can go and follow the madness there, or you can stay here and follow the cool kid. You understand? And so yeah, so that's it. John Paul is the name. John Paul Emenefe is the handle. The brand is the coolest kid in Africa. Then I have an alter ego called JP the Beast. And what I called the way I titled JP the Beast, which is the description of JP the Beast on YouTube. Let me open that. Biggest nuisance on the African internet. Yeah. So I initially wrote African internet, but I wanted to just move it and just write internet. Even though that is the reason I put African initially is because I can't be. It's going to be hard for me to beat speed at being the biggest nuisance on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to a point of probably unrealism because of some of the things he's done that I know that I will not. Like, no, those ones, no. You know what I'm saying? So that makes him a bigger nuisance than I am on the internet. But mentally, mentally, I know it's like on the African internet, like of all the Africans, basically, there should be no African on the internet that is a bigger nuisance to the world, the internet world, than I am. You understand? So that's why I want to remove the African internet and just say the internet. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But even though I know mentally that I'm not beating speed at it, but it's just a claim to just hold on to. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The reason I'm not specifying on the African internet is because that's not really what JP the Beast is. It's a nuisance on the internet. It's not African internet. It's not like, you know, it's not literally African internet.
Yeah, it's not literally African.
If you are an active African on the internet, you probably not come, as in it's not that you come across me. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You come across me on the global internet, but I'm African. You understand? So it's more like the biggest African nuisance on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? It's more appropriate. But I still choose to use biggest nuisance on the internet. Now that's just a bold claim to use to continue to try my hardest. But I know that I'm not beating speed at this thing because I've seen the things he's done, and there are some of it that I know that I cannot be a bigger nuisance than that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the alter ego. On the one hand, I'm the coolest kid in Africa. On the other hand, I'm the biggest nuisance on the global internet. And when you look into my personalities, that is a fair distribution of my talent and my abilities. It's on the one hand the coolest kid in Africa, you know, makes very great videos, has relationship with a lot of American creators, cool fashion, cool guy, super chill guy, barely outside, you never really get to see him. You know, on the other hand, I can be a nuisance on the internet, you know, and I'm choosing to do that on global internet. And the third other one is what? YouTube nerd, which is literally what I am. A YouTube nerd. So yeah, so that's the thing, is that I have an alter ego, JP the Beast, and he's basically the biggest nuisance. And so it allows me to really be a nuisance. Having that in my description is like, that's not me, that's literally my character. I have to stay in character. I have to commit to the brand. That's the brand. It's JP the Beast. Yes, I talk about like all the weirdest shit you can imagine. That's JP the Beast. You understand what I'm saying? And so, if it's John Paul, I'm not really talking too much, like, as in being that, I'm not being a nuisance. I'm just a funny guy who's a cool kid. You understand what I'm saying? That one is a nuisance. And by the dictionary definition of nuisance, a nuisance is even almost a disturbance, which means it's infuriating. Like, you can be annoyed by it, you can find it too cringe or too annoying. But that's what I am, a nuisance on the internet, you know, which is Tomini, Speed, KSI, Logan Paul, Gideon, and Kombinana.
If, say, you were to appear on Ben's vlog.
Yeah,
Each
so
of
who's
the
appearing?
character. And then,
Not
and
who-
then
I think just say who is appearing.
who is appearing, and then on Ben, if you were to appear on Ben's main channel,
What is being promoted?
Who is appearing?
That's the thing now. That's the thing. It depends on who I want to promote, and then who fits into the brand. You understand? And so it depends on who I want to promote and who fits into the brand. I might decide I will very likely want to promote JP the Beast because that's the one that concerns its global internet. You understand what I'm saying? When Talaperi goes on in a Hollywood movie, he's not playing Madea. He's playing some Hollywood doctor or Hollywood something. You understand?
Yes.
He's not playing the typical role that he will play in his own film, even though he barely acts in his own film these days. You understand what I mean? He's playing some role of the this thing that is suiting to the this thing. So very likely the nuisance, because that's the one that can easily entertain people. That's the one that can promote. You see? Yeah. As in very likely the nuisance. But if it's to read the room and decide. It could be, in most cases, it's going to be a combination of both, because I'm going to have my clothes on. I'm going to look like I look like on my like John Paul. You understand? I'm going to be this thing, but then have moments of like this thing. Whereas when I'm JP the Beast, most of the times I'm barely with any clothes on. You understand? So in those cases, to be like a combination of both. You understand? And so it depends on, like I said, if it's like a brand video, the link that they might link to will be JP the Beast. Because if you like the madness you see here, that's where you're going to see more of this madness. When you come here, I'm going to do things that might not interest you. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not acting like these are two different brands. You understand? Each of the channels, the other one is linked to it. You can go and check out if you want to check out. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that when I'm exporting myself, I export myself as the internet nuisance that JP the Beast is. That's how I export myself. When I come home, I'm presenting this cool kid to whatever. But the cool kid will not survive outside of here. You understand? Because who cares that they are cool in the American YouTube space? You see?
Okay, America.
No, who cares that you're cool in this thing? Who cares that you're cool? That's not entertainment. That's not this thing. We already know that. So that's all the research we've done. The reason why the cool kid is coming to play is because we are playing in Africa. I know that I can play as a cool kid here and get this thing. I can never be cooler than Bryce Hall until I'm big. As in, like this, I'll never be cooler than Bryce Hall to somebody else, and nobody gives a shit about whether he's cool or not. I can never be cooler than Logan Paul was. Than this thing is over. As in, it's not scarce. The reason I'm branding myself as the coolest kid is because I know that nobody in Nigerian YouTube is as cool as me. But everybody in American YouTube is as cool as me, and many of them are cooler than me. So that's not really who I will export there. You understand what I'm saying? Who I will export is the thing that is scarce there, the nuisance. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I go to this video, how am I going to stand up by looking fresh? Nobody cares that I look fresh. That's everybody. I know that I'll probably still not look fresh than Andrew Davila. But when I'm in the video, I'm it's like when I'm in your video, when I'm exporting myself to the global space, I'm exporting myself in a way that I know that only Speed can drag with me with this. Only him, I know. As in, I know, and I know that because he literally has no limits. That's why he can drag with me, and so I give it to him. Take it. You understand what I'm saying? So definitely the nuisance, that's like Logan Paul. That's how I can else. Nothing else will matter. That's the thing that can be sold there. You understand what I'm saying? So the content, just like old KSI, is not tailored to African or not African. Is that I'm aware that I'm African, and so you see the influence in my content, like old KSI. You understand? Or like the main channel that is just targeting Africans. This one I'm not targeting Africans. I'm just on the internet. Whoever is on the internet, whether you're an African, you're an American, you're a British person. Here's this dumb kid on the internet who's been a nuisance. If you're entertained by it. Whereas this one, I'm tailoring it to Africans. I'm trying to bring it to Africans. You understand what I'm saying? And every now and then, when I make a global, a content that is targeting the global audience, is to share the African version of a global thing, kind of. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to really wear that crown and wear that cape of like, the African with this thing. This one, just a nuisance to whoever it is. It does not have culture. Just the culture is internet. So this is, you know what I'm saying? This one has like the African influence in terms of like this is happening in Africa or about Africa. So you can see African cultural influence. Whereas this one has internet culture influence. You understand?
Yeah.
Whereas then with that YouTube net is straight up YouTube culture American. So if someone sees you can say American, YouTube, African and just internet. The three cultures that I'm a product of. Internet and meme culture, American creator culture, and just African culture influence on this thing. And the culture does not even influence, it's just the whole team. Literally, it's in the title. It's just the title. It's just using Africa in title so that the video stands out and catches the eye of the person who is African, who is just scrolling through a bunch of breaking 100 rules. African, then you understand? Like saying Minecraft. People take viral concept through Minecraft in title to get Minecraft lovers. So it's the same thing to get African lovers, whether Africans, and it's not African but it's just African lovers. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So yeah. So you have John Paul, Menifee, my personal, my distance and the content and all that we've talked about. If I'm introducing myself, I'm a vlogger, and then you go and see it and make. But my vlog is not your mate, you know, in comparison to the typical vlogs you see in Africa. Then the other one is just shit posting on the, just being a nuisance on the internet. And the way I wrote it in Notion is old KSI, old Logan Paul streamers. And I'm really looking forward to potentially giving streaming a try on YouTube. You know, but that's, as we kind of already know that I already did one test the other time. But the equipment necessary is, you know, it's not easy. So you have to get that. Then you now have the internet that you need and stuff, and you need to be reacting to videos that will play. So I don't know for now, but the content we make is like streamers type of content, as though this has been streamed and we are chopping it up and bringing on YouTube. So that's that.
With that said, I